Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh and a very good day. We are from group number 5. Our topic is issues of performance management in the developing countries. Before we start with our presentation, we would like to introduce ourselves.
Amirah Afifah binti Alzahari.
My name is Norazlinda binti Muhammad Azidin.
My name is Nur Zarifah Sabrina binti Khairilanuar.
My name is Salmy Syamimi binti Azmi.
My name is Siti Nuraisha binti Shaha Ruddin.
My name is Syafiqa Tendot binti Md Salleh.
So including the purpose, the problem and the issue, the methodology, the result and the conclusion. The purpose of this study is to investigate and evaluate employee performance. The study reveals that there are some issue and problem arise, which is conflicting objectives, insufficient personnel and resources, unfair standard and rating system, and trust on imperfect manager. Secondary sources of data have been used in carrying out this study. We proceed with the introduction. Malaysia has undergone a radical transformation in public administration since 1980s with numerous reforms introduced by the government. Performance means both, which is the behavior and the result. Behavior is the input and the result is output. Behavior are the product of mental and the physical effort applied to tasks that can be observed from the result, which is from the job. Performance is related with efficiency, effectiveness, productivity, profitability, skills and abilities. As work performance is used to examine and assess employee performance, a strategic approach and initiative has been taken by an organization, which is performance management system. Performance management system help employee to know what exactly is expected out of them and assure manager that employee behavior will be aligned and parallel with organization goals. That's all from me. Thank you.
Performance management was introduced in the early 19th century by W.D. Scott during World War I. However, during that time, there was no proper documentation or evidence that shows that performance management or appraisal being applied in the management. So the time evolves. Nowadays, performance management has been applied and used and being upgraded in the organizations. What is performance management? Performance management can be explained as developing structures, procedures, and activities that can reliably and sustainably control and optimize success of individuals, departments, work of units, and ultimately the entire organization. Performance management can also be defined as displaying statistics for key performance indicators so that the employers and workers can monitor individual performance and project success according to the organizational goals and objectives. Performance management is a continuous communication among employers and employees. So, it is a mechanism that will help clarifying objectives, setting priorities, defining goals, receiving inputs, and evaluating outcomes.
Next, we move on to the methodology. This conceptual paper is written based on the secondary data resources. According to Sekaran 2013, the secondary data resources is a data that derived from the data that already been existence. Consequently, for this study, the secondary data was developed from the multiplicity of the online database of the journals, books, year projects by the past students of the institutions. Some of the benefit from the secondary data resources is the first one, time-saving and efficient. Second one, provide a basis of comparison data. The third one is enhance the understanding of the problems. The first issues that may arise in implementing this performance management system is conflicting objective and lack of commitment from the management. Conflicting objective can be described as the confusion that sometimes may arise in an organization when there is a conflict between the specified goals and the performance behavior. So, the manager or the management also should setting up the favorable atmospheres or the culture for an organizations, as well as they need also to encourage the organizational change and the self-training for the improvement in terms of transparency for an organizations, as it is also the key for an organizations to improve in the insufficient personnel and resources are the second issues that may arise while implementing the performance management system. The insufficient personnel mean that the company have a lack of any human capital, and thus the company doesn't effectively and efficiently implement its strategies from all angles. Basically, it is a duty of an organization to provide the tools and equipment for its staff needs in order to accomplish their required tasks, which is then lead to the achievement of the organizational objective. This means that all of the organizations and each of the department in organization need to ensure that they have a sufficient number of employees, resources, equipment in order to aspire those goals that have been set up by the organization.
The performance management system or PMS is unfair standard and rating system that poorly implemented in the organization. If PMS is failed to implement in the organization, it will give the bad impact to the organization, employer and employee. This is because when the organization fail to do the fair standard and rating system of performance management system, it will make the personal value, bias and relationship are likely to replace organization standard. For example, if the favorite employee in the organization has not performed with their work, their task or their performance, but they still get the highest mark for their evaluation in the performance. The fourth issue in the performance management system is trust in impact manager. Trust in impact manager can refer to a foreign manager brought into work in the organization. This issue will divide into three causes, which are lack of communication, lack of feedback and lack of follow-up. For the first example is between impact manager and employee who has the barrier in the communication. For the second example is employee who seek the feedback from the impact manager to in their performance to get know which are the weakness of their performance, why they get the lowest evaluation or why the impact manager are not satisfied with their performance. The third example can refer in terms of the work progression of the employee in the organization.
The first recommendation is related on the issue of conflicting objectives, is performance monitoring. The concept of performance monitoring is that the supervisor need to ensure that the employee progress need to align with objective and goals during establish the goal setting. The supervisor need to make sure that the task carried out in the beginning and the as guideline to provide daily feedback to make sure that employee keep on track with the task. It is also known as a progress report, where the management need to set time to meet the employee and discuss on the specific goals and objectives. The United States of Personnel Management stated that the progressive approach by the organization is to involve the worker and team members to meet the company goals, and the ways to define the employee being productive is by monitor the employee performance. For example, key performance indicator is one of the example in monitoring performance.
Sufficient personnel and resources is by providing enough personnel and resources. The management must utilize the resources of the company efficiently and have enough personnel in order to implement performance management system. Top management need to take an action to make sure their company have enough employees and hire workers if it is not enough. Sufficient personnel will ensure the employees know their duties and tasks specifically, which will affect their performance evaluation. To utilize the resources, financial department of the company need to take the responsibility of the flow resources. They need to have the financial record on the money flow and also to avoid misuse of resources while practice on the accountability and transparency. The recommendation for unfair standards and rating system is to avoid open box. Open box meaning that open to bias in which most of the implicit bias in performance evaluations. For example, many evaluation processes are lack of structure and managers often start writing their assessment without first reviewing their employees' goals with so little input. In order to help the managers to improve, their organization must educate them to cooperate with their team on developing goals and providing development focus from positive feedback. Managers need to encourage more regular discussions to reduce recency bias and include technology that allows them to discuss with their team. A rubric for evaluation is needed as an effective rubric sets out requirements against which the performance of the employees will be assessed.
The last recommendation is on the issue of Patriot Manager is communication with employee. Due to the issue in Patriot Manager which not have enough knowledge about the language and the culture of worker, it is difficult to have a good communication with the employee. It is very important for the Patriot Manager to ensure the meeting or communication will be done regularly and to gain feedback from the employee. There are many advanced technology where the Patriot Manager can use as a guidance tools to make sure that they can understand and gain feedback from the employee. For example, online vacancy. In conclusion, performance management is very important to achieve organization objective and goals because performance management are known as a systematic tools towards human resource management. It is necessary and important to maintain the successful of the organization from the strategic planning by top management which have a long-term performance. The issues in the performance management system can be reduced by contribution towards the efforts from the employer and employee in the organization with the ability to identify the gaps. Full commitment from the top management as well as the employee important to ensure that the organization can be performed successfully.